keep doing that? Nope, I didn't take off the glasses. Alright, we're good. Alrighty. Looks like we're live right now. Let me just make sure I hit all the desktops over here. So Gabe can be heard.
Yeah, I can be heard.
All right. So, should I? Nah, I don't feel like changing or getting a fixed angle. This is pretty good enough. Considering the size of the room.
Yeah.
I like how you have two couches here.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't have like anything longer than, I guess, the love seat size.
Right. Sadly, I didn't think this through to begin with and order a second couch of the same color.
No,
I just
I
happened
feel
to,
like it's good. I feel like this is good. There's just
I just happened to have two couches.
oh, is there a red option? Do you know?
I'm not sure if they have it in salsa.
No salsa color. Okay, well, this is the next best thing. Well, in the meantime, as we wait for other possible cast
So
members,
I'm really happy about my fucking table in the back.
that is certainly a table.
It was the big item in the shop today.
Oh,
I was like, yep, getting it.
yep, getting it, using it. But yeah, okay. So, hey guys, how's it going? My name is Justin,
I'm good.
and you're watching and or listening to DangIT Podcast episode 306. And we changed a little bit of settings here in Animal Crossing. Still the game, but you know, we're in Gabe's upper room, away from everyone else. We've been dealing with like everyone just coming in, like, or other villagers coming into the set. So now we finally changed it, or at least Gabe was able to utilize this space.
Yeah.
I'm trying to set up like a
I'll
kind of
see what
similar or setup in my island, except it's more of a music recording room instead.
Ah. So I just realized I could have made the background a green screen if I just made a green pattern.
We'll have to get that.
Yeah. Because for a while I was like, oh shit. I wish I had a what's it called? A green, like a solid green wallpaper. But then I was like, but just right now I was like, fuck, I could have just made a solid lime green fucking background and used that as the wallpaper.
Hmm.
So one thing that I think is really cool about this game
Hmm.
is it does have a what's it called? Like focus blur.
Oh yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
do you mean? Oh, I.
like if you zoom in all the way, you'll notice a blur on the what's it called?
Hmm.
On the studio lights.
Oh really? I thought you were talking about like, you know, for whenever you would, for example, like investigate an item and you zoom in on it just because the camera's stating to do so, and you notice that the background blurs out.
Mm.
Or at least that's what I noticed, like on the gamepad itself, or the Switch console itself. When it's just docked,
Yeah.
though, I don't think I see that.
Mm.
Oh, but quick shout outs to Mark and Jordan as I shadow into the chat. I was kind of expecting Christoph to jump in, but after what he asked about when the podcast was going to start, didn't really hear from him since.
I did get a message from in the group chat. He did say that he's just finishing up errands right now.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So in that
So
case,
he might pop in a little late.
Sure, alrighty.
What I might do is also extend the what's it called? Extend the invitation to the guys in the Animal Crossing group chat.
Oh yeah, oh, okay. That'll be interesting. Yeah, I really wish I could just use Facebook, but of course, for some reason, they only will allow you to use the mic for that and not split it up. For some reason, Discord's totally fine with it. But then again, Discord is, I think they kind of know their way around, and they already understand that when a mic is being input into like their mic settings, it's also going to be applied to something else too. Whereas Facebook's kind of different.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, like, as long as I'm not the one making the phone. Well, I guess I can make the phone call. It would just be like on my phone speaker. But yeah. Mark's always down if we need him. Very much appreciated. I am still considering. I haven't even done anything about the new Naruto like DLC. No videos on that yet. But that is something I was looking into.
DLC?
Yeah. So last podcast I talked about how for well, not for some reason, but DLC came out for Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, like that 4-year-old game. And the reason they did that was because they reached a milestone in their sales, like about 2 million. So they're like, okay, let's drop in the last DLC characters.
Who'd they add? Like Momoshiki and whatnot?
Yeah, so pretty much updates on like the Boruto like costumes and like Momoshiki and the other dude.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
so I'm guessing they added like up to the last and a few costume changes for like what's happening in Boruto right now.
Yeah, so a while back after the release of like that DLC, or at least the whole full game featuring like the last like costumes and characters, they did release like a Road to Boruto type of expansion to it, where it added the story of like the events of that movie, and then they never really released the characters from the movie. So it was like, okay, well, we got updates to like Hokage Naruto, Sasuke, and then Boruto, Sarada, but never got Momoshiki or the other dude until a few weeks ago. So that was something where I was thinking like, well, you know, literally everyone, their mom's always watching, if anything, our like first playthrough of that game at least once. So I was thinking like, maybe we should jump back into that and just do like a really quick like one take on that.
I mean, it's not like it's now our most viewed video.
Yeah, it is. It's not most consistent, but it's certainly something that's being watched like here and there. I still get like comments here and there. I'm always thinking like, wow, this is such an old video.
Right? Someone hit me up on Facebook not terribly long ago. Like, oh, hey, I saw your video. Which video? Your Naruto one. Oh, that's a long time ago. I was like, how did you come across that?
Yeah, it's strange. Like, as far as like the algorithms like going on like on YouTube, it's different when it comes to like particular games, and as well as like the years it's released. Like I'll definitely get like recommended videos from like 6 or 7 years ago. Oh, I see that you got quite the spotlight on you, Gabe.
Yep, can't see a thing.
I hope to change the color of my eyes. All I see is darkness. I'm like, okay, Sasuke. Yeah. Oh shoot. What else I was gonna bring up? Oh, yeah. Speaking of games, we also have the topics list. Oddly enough, Christoph hasn't updated that one, even though he was the one who like sent the post to it.
Yeah.
Good old topics list. Let's start with your topic, Gabe.
What about it?
Is jacking a sport?
Yeah.
My answer, it can be. And it'll definitely be watched by others.
So, the reason I came up with that topic is because I was trolling through Instagram and whatnot, and I came across a post of that was a fucking somebody doing like a fan animation of Phoenix Wright. and it's an argument between Phoenix and Edgeworth about whether or not jacking it is a sport. And Edgeworth is adamantly no, while Phoenix is adamantly yes. And they're fucking the banter that they have is hilarious. So I sent it to Seffi. I was like, "This is gonna be tomorrow's topic," but I'll send it to the group chat
Oh,
right
okay.
now. No, you can see it either right now or at your leisure because
Hmm.
that shit's hilarious.
Is it like
Oh, it looks like the what's it called died.
the stream?
Yep.
Yeah, just guessed that. Internet's yeah. I've sent it like a chat to or a comment to everyone saying that big internet warning. It's a really bad connection today, even with the bitrate
Nice.
set as low as it is, which is actually what's the calculation there? I think it's like literally like 1 megabyte, or I guess 1,000 bit rate. Ooh, I like the costume we got going
A
on.
thousand.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So normally, like we'd be like averaging about. We usually go for like 2,000 or like 3.5.
I was gonna say, don't we chill at like 32?
On a really really good day. This time is not so fortunate, and the past couple
Yeah,
weeks, and the weeks before that.
when we're struggling at 1,000, it's because everybody in existence is on the internet at this exact moment.
This is
Always.
this is very true. So unfortunately, unless you have like really good internet, it's gonna suffer quite a lot. In fact, it still probably will. I still wish we had the office though.
Yep.
That place is pretty much vacant now, so to use it then it would have been great. But alas. But I do
Well, I
like the
mean, the
fact,
only thing
yeah.
stopping us from using it would be your parents saying, "Hey, don't go out."
This is also true. Because I think at this time, like, I mean, like, it's been well over a month since quarantine, and, like, I haven't really been, like, I think when it was set in place, I already came down with something, and to this day, I don't know what it was, but you literally, like, a week later, I was totally fine, and since then, I've been totally fine, so I would say that, like,
Clearly, it was the kung flu.
probably, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, like I can still go out here and there. It's just like they do expect me to come back sometime soon. If not, they're gonna pest me
Hmm.
later. But I guess for now it's all good, considering that we get the chance to do these like podcast settings like in Animal Crossing instead.
Yeah.
Well, let me go ahead and turn the audio for the Elgato itself, so we can get a little bit of background sounds here. But another thing I had added to my topics list, if we're done with Gabe, are we totally cool with your topic then?
Yeah, there wasn't much on that because there's only two of us. I was expecting a larger debate with more people.
Oh, I see. But what I had in mind to talk about more game related stuff, I'll leave the worst for last. But kind of go in order of things being announced. There was actually announcement for the Xbox Series X having its like little I guess little showcase starting next Thursday, I believe. Yeah, next Thursday.
Uh,
It looks like it's going to be a lot of like gameplay that's going to be straight off from the console. And what I'm really looking into that is just simply like the specs and what type of game they're going to be playing, whether it be something really new or is it something that's old that we can reference by with other like gameplay videos out there, but as well as any other like little snippets as far as well, actually Project X Cloud's kind of already out, isn't it? But other just things like maybe pricing here and there for like I guess their light version of the Series X. But
uh
other than that,
There's going to be a light version?
I think so, yeah. Like they had like the Scarlet and then they also had Lockhart as their like code names.
Huh.
So I'm really intrigued to see like price difference and like the performance difference because at that point like either one will do just fine. Like definitely even like this light version will be like exceeding like what the X right now is doing.
Hmm.
And as that's been going on, we got a recent announcement, and I got this from Twitter because I'm not sure if you know who what was it, Boss Logic is. I think that's the name of the
I
person.
don't.
He's a guy who makes a lot of these cool custom like posters and whatnot. He's the way I remember him is that he usually will look at some like old like Spider-Man Homecoming / Far From Home trailer promotional art, and he'll be like, "Man, this is whack. Let me try to do something about that." And it's like extravagant. He does it for other like
Hmm.
trailers / posters as well for other works, but he had like this live stream on Twitter about him just kind of designing the new Assassin's Creed game, actually, Valhalla.
Valhalla.
I just watched that earlier today. It's or yesterday. It's interesting. My take is that it seems like it will still kind of follow the same role with all the other games so far, which is like starting from like Origins and Odyssey, where it'll be like a lot more like combat heavy like gameplay. It really does feel like it's kind of like shifted, very linear
It,
like.
yeah. What's it called? I was talking to Miranda last night about how there's a new Assassin's Creed coming out and how
Mm,
like the past two being Odyssey and Origins, like they're not really even Assassin's Creed anymore at this point. Like they're Assassin's Creed by name and concept only,
mm.
but like gameplay wise and story, it's like, what is this?
You're right. I'll just I was bringing that up like in my video where there's this idea, its definition of like what an Assassin's Creed game is, and these past ones. I mean, I played Origins, and there is quite a little bit of like that aspect of like parkour and actual like assassination stuff that is still pretty much like the heart of Assassin's Creed. But I think as you start to shift over to like Odyssey, where it's like, where are any buildings that you're thinking like, okay, this is definitely different, and there's a lot more fighting. In fact, the trailers are kind of pointing
You
towards
want to
that too.
know? You want to know what my thing about it is?
Okay, what is it?
My thing where it's like, okay, this isn't even Assassin's Creed anymore. When assassinating someone isn't a guaranteed kill.
Oh yeah, you know what? You're so right. I was so saddened by my first attempt in Origins to assassinate like this higher level character, and I didn't even see like even a bezel come off his health. I was like, man, what do you mean Hidden Blade
Eh,
takes this amount of
like
damage?
like when a game is built around silent assassination
Mm-hmm.
and you can't silently assassinate someone because they're too high of a level.
Mm.
It's like, well, bullshit, bully, and no.
No. Yeah, it reminds me of some of the later like Splinter Cell games where it's like, okay, well, it gets harder because there's more people and they're a lot more aware, but shooting someone in the head is the same as shooting someone in the head.
Hmm.
And this
Yeah,
one's like, yeah.
that's why I don't fucks with the Division.
Oh man, yeah. It does take a
I
while.
played it. I played it for like a week and a half, but then I got to a point where I was like, hell yeah, I got this boss ass sniper rifle, and I got into this one like area, and I popped some dude in the face right between, well, right in the like the left eyeball,
Hmm.
and it took like a third of his health. And I'm like, you'd be dead. And so I turned the game off, and I was like, I don't want to play this anymore
It's not with.
because up because up until that point, everything relatively went how it should.
Mm,
Like because I guess I was still in like the learning phase of the game, so I was a higher level and did more damage to the enemy than normal.
mm,
And then I got to the point where it's like, oh, well, now you're like in the meat of the game, so you're gonna come across like really high level enemies and whatnot. If you're not careful, it's like, all right, hey, look, there's a person with a skull. Let me remove it. And they didn't die when I shot them in the head, so I was like, this is bullshit.
it's not right. This ain't me.
Yeah, yeah. I'm fine with RPG shooters as long as they aren't like human to human type conflict. I'm more willing to accept alien and monster
Hmm.
RPG shooters like that
Yeah.
because I don't know how they work. I don't know what makes them exist, but I sure as fuck know that a human without a brain doesn't.
Well, that actually, you know, what is your take then on Resident Evil, specifically the latest one, where especially in 3, the remake, where it takes like maybe like 7 pistol shots to actually down like one of the zombies in the head.
Ugh, I don't know.
Because that's rough. Because I just see these guys just like put bullets in like a zombie like several times in the face, and they just still keep walking until that last shot, and then they just slowly keel over. And it's never really guaranteed
Mm,
though that they're gonna get back up or not.
yeah.
I was just thinking like, man,
But
that's
I think with that, I would. Mm,
because there's Zambos, but you know, like I'm also applying like Walking Dead like rationality and logic here, where it's like, oh, if you shoot them in the head, like you see like what happens. They're good.
hmm
But
Because
here's
like
yeah.
zombies, when you pop them in the head, they're supposed to go down.
Mm-hmm.
But there are also like certain zombie lores where it's like, okay, you just the body must be fully disabled.
Oh, okay.
It's not often, but there are some zombie lores that are like that. So I accept it to a degree.
Okay.
Resident Evil has always been like it's a brain virus.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, with the brain, when you blow the fucking skull off, it should be unalived.
So what I'm hearing is that if it doesn't pop off, then there's still a chance.
Yeah.
Because it really takes the most grotesque like headshots to actually down them out. Even like a shotgun in that game is just kind of it's effective, but it takes 2.
Uh, but and back on like the whole RPG shooter thing, even there's been a handful of times where it's been like alien bullshit, and even then I refuse to accept it and just say fuck it all. I don't care anymore. Like Destiny did that to me
Oh man.
because at least in most other games, when you hit somebody, you do some damage. But in yeah, in Destiny, if they're a high enough level, it literally just says immune.
Jesus.
Yeah. So when I saw the word immune to my damage, I was like, fuck you. At least show 0.
We got
Give me 1.
it's a good thing like in maybe like RPG stuff like recently playing through Final Fantasy VII Remake, there are ghost enemies there where they will switch between being vulnerable to like physical attacks versus magic, and of course if you try to hit them with the immunity, then it will just tell us like it's immune right now. So it's like, okay, got to
Well,
swap over.
yeah, that makes sense. That makes entire perfect sense. It's changing state of being
Mm,
or using some form of magic to bullshit you.
mm.
That I'm willing to agree to that. Like, yes, that makes sense. But when I shoot somebody, well, when I shoot the alien with a gun and somebody else shoots that alien with the same gun, but they're a higher level, and it's like, well, it's immune to my damage, but you're doing fucking 5,000. It's like, I'm getting a disconnect here, friend. How is it immune to this bullet, but not that same exact bullet? Give me 1 damage.
Just give me the one. I'll
Yeah,
just take that.
yeah. Because I don't mind RPGs and all that where it's like, oh, you're doing so little damage, it'll take you 17 years to kill this thing. I don't care. I'll kill it. In 17 years, it will die from this 1 damage. But no, immune. It's like, well, fuck you. Even Kirito took damage.
It's true. God, I think back on that.
Like,
I think
yes,
yeah,
he healed faster than they could hurt him, but he took damage. The number went down.
it did go down just for a bit. But unfortunately, like There's just some games out there that will really just tell you no. You gotta play by my rules. And I say that's not good enough. You're like, man, whatever, dude. I'm just gonna turn off the game.
Right.
I don't need this. So right now I'm testing like upload speed, and though the download speed has shown up just fine, I don't see anything going up. Oh wow, it's really low. It's just a really bad one. Don't worry, we got this in post, so don't worry about it. I will eventually re-upload everything. Just give me some time. I'm actually like in the middle of like editing, like, well, aside from like Death Stranding videos, but also just like the DangIT vlogs finally. And I'm in January, and wow, it's just to see
Nice.
the beginning of it, the office space again, seeing for the first time.
I miss it. I miss The Office.
Mm-hmm. I was just in there. What was it? Like on the 30th, just to like submit the payment for rent, and wow, like I look back at that office space and I think like, wow, that is such like a homely like space now. Not this barren like open like. I mean, we still have the white walls, but with the green screen covering up a good chunk of it, when you walk in, it really just have like a vibe to it. And oh, there's also the internet speed over there. But yeah, let's see. Okay, so Christoph
looks like
is
you're gonna have to invite Christoph.
Christoph. Here, we can go ahead and jump onto Discord and invite the boy.
Yeah.
Let me just do a quick thing here. Christoph. And here he is. You should also be jumping into Animal Crossing as well. Okay, I realized I was popping up on the podcast. Sorry for the loudness, everyone. It's still ringing. Okay, never mind. Let me try this again. All right. Well, certainly the chat doesn't see it, but Discord's kind of strange right now. Yeah, I think to this day it's still kind of really strange to be using Discord. I mean, it can work, but the way of just like streamlining, like adding people into like the conversation is it's kind of strange to try to do it like offhand and not prep it beforehand. But you know how it goes with the podcast. It's definitely like first come first serve whenever. But yeah, in the meantime, for some reason I can't reach out to Christoph, and as a result I got disconnected from Gabe, so I'll go ahead and jump back into that one. Yeah, okay, yeah. Let's see, join the call. Yeah, I couldn't get in contact with them.
No Wi-Fi.
Oh. Is he having troubles too?
I guess so. Like the internet at my house is shit right now as well.
Yeah.
But I have hotspot.
Oh yeah. There was a certain point like during the week where I was trying to just play something like on my phone and it wasn't downloading fast enough, so I literally switched to data and it worked.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's really bad nowadays. But I guess like that's just gonna be part of what we're gonna go through during this time. with like over a month of us just like being stuck at home. It's now really like impacted everyone. Unless there's something
Yeah.
really big happening right now, which I don't know what it is. I know that Amazon, I'm not sure if that really affects us too much, but Amazon released like one of their new shows. It's being promoted all around Twitch. It's called Upload. And
Huh.
they're pretty much like letting other like Twitch streamers, I guess a certain number of them, be like sponsored by them to actually like do kind of like a reaction like while on stream. And they, so far I've seen like one episode of it in a little bit like pieces here and there, and it's really interesting. Pretty much just kind of deals with the idea of like death, but your like brain and all that other stuff gets uploaded onto like some kind of cloud space in which like you're displaced in a certain location with a quote unquote angel kind of guiding you and helping you with other requests as you live the rest of your life there.
Okay. I could get behind that.
What's really interesting is that the way they kind of opened it up was, you know, this guy's like pretty much close to dying, like right then and there from like a car accident, and he had to quickly like sign like his consent to all these other rights here and there, like while he's being like carried in to the hospital. And so
Yeah.
he reluctantly says yes for reasons, and they sit him like in this spacious room, and right above him is this like scanner, or what it looks like, kind of similar to kind of the overhead thing for the, oh, what was it called? Avengers Endgame like portal, for when they go back
Okay.
in time. And the dude who's helping him out, he brings over like an ice bed, and he's like, what's that for? No, it's just good luck. Before he gets a word in, I guess literally the machine's set to literally vaporize his entire head to his neck, and the rest of the body just falls over into the ice bed.
Huh.
And so from there, yeah, from there, yeah, he's uploaded. It kind of reminds me of the that other show. What was it? Was it called A Good Place?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like that, where it's like that's the setting now.
Huh. Sounds interesting.
So
How
just,
come you're not getting paid to react to it? You're a reaction channel.
well, it looks like they're really keeping it towards like successful streamers so far. I haven't heard anything about it on YouTube.
Ah.
Yeah. That's it. Oh, it sucks how Christoph can't jump in and join in the podcast.
All right.
Unless he were to come by like behind my actual window and try to like start shouting.
I mean, why wouldn't he?
You
Is
know,
that not what
Christoph.
friends do?
But what else was I having here? Oh yeah, there was one last topic that I had in mind, and just sharing it briefly because it is kind of like part of the gaming news, and it's actually just kind of interesting, given considering like what we're going through right now and just the game company itself. This is dealing with The Last of Us 2. I'm not sure if you were in the know about it, but there was
I
a
know
leak.
it was spoiled by
Yeah.
an outsider, yeah.
Yeah,
And DJ has a lot of strong feelings about it. And I'm like, I don't care.
oh yeah.
I don't want to hear anything about it. I just want to play the game. He's out there, yeah, but it's gonna ruin the story. I'm like, as it should. A sequel should always ruin the first one, because if the first is so good that it warrants a sequel, there's no way the sequel will live up to it.
This is true. I was thinking though, like there was a conversation, like I think like on another YouTube channel about it when I was watching, but they were talking about how, considering like what PlayStation is kind of going through right now, like with its like I wouldn't say like first party, well at least minus that other game. I think it was Death Stranding, minus Death Stranding. A lot of their exclusives. Maybe we should just kind of go forward like sequels of those games, and they can kind of coast it from there.
Uh,
BNSF boy says hello in the chat. Hello. And I think maybe they should try doing that, but I also kind of seeing like where Last of Us 2 is going to be where it's at. I mean, I'll probably still keep my eye on it, but the idea of hearing it say that it just gets ruined, I kind of wonder to what degree exactly. Because there's definitely like games that are like kind of in my opinion. Like looking back, like Final Fantasy 15 was kind of one of those games where I like the camaraderie of our characters, and I like gameplay to a certain extent, but the story is not there for me. So I'm wondering if it's going to be like that. But also, Last of Us, like, it's been held in real high regard.
yeah, from what I've played of 15, I don't know the story. I did so much fuckery between missions that I can't piece together what the hell happened.
That's kind of me and Death Stranding. Like, sure, we got the overall mission, like we're supposed to save Amelie, but in between that and just going all the way to West Coast, it's whatever, dude. I don't even think about it.
Oh, dude, I'm like really into the story.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember all the story, like all the beats to it.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, there's a lot of fuckery between those beats.
As it should be
But
for
no,
such an open world game.
yeah. But with Final Fantasy 15, like I vaguely remember the story beats. Dad dies, your car breaks down. You can't take a boat. After the boat, um, after that, it's a war breaks out. You go into hiding. Then you meet up with the dude at the grave site, and it's like, oh yeah, you could take these from the graves because you know it's your birthright bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you go to the cliffside top ramen village, and then with the power plant, and then you meet up with homeboy's little sister, and then she's trying to hop on your dick,
Mm-hmm.
but then the dude with the purple hair is like, oh yeah, I'm the bad guy too. And it's like, wait, you're the bad guy? It's like, yeah. So pleasure to meet you. I'm an asshole. And it's like, okay, cool. Sure. And then you have to go fight the Titan in the
Right.
volcano. And then the bastard bad guy dude's like, hey, I'm back. Fuck you guys. And then you hit him with the Titan. Or the Titan hits him.
Mm-hmm. That
I think
and
that's as
like
far as I got.
yeah. There's and just adding on to it, marriage ruined by the same guy. Time skip.
Well, yeah.
Time skip.
Yeah. Wait, how far was I from the time skip?
Based on what you told me, not too far from it. Like the time skips after you go to, I think the place is called Altissia. Like you actually do finally take that boat, but it's a different boat.
Okay.
But yeah,
Because, yeah. Huh. Are
yeah,
there two time skips or just the one?
just the one.
Just the one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so I was already I was like almost done with the game then?
Maybe like halfway through it.
Yeah, because I know the time skip happens at like really close to the end.
Yeah, you pretty much have like one last like mission goal, and then you're just out and about. Like base game, it's
All
like
right.
it's a very straight linear shot to the end.
Yeah, don't you just like drive back to Insomnia?
Yeah, but it's like a really chilled out like drive. You don't even do anything because you're getting hitchhiked or hitchhiking.
Yeah. Yeah, you're chilling in the back of a truck or something with your boys, aren't you?
One of them, and then you go back to like the now established hunter base, and then you reunite with everyone, and you get like a really quick short like sit rep of like what's going on, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, time to hit up like Insomnia again, and the boys are like, okay, cool, we with you, and that's pretty much
And
it.
then you punch the devil.
Yeah, really. Oh, you have to
You
sacrifice.
punch the devil and then have a Gurren Lagann fight.
Yeah, and then you our boy sacrifices himself so he can add his power to the ring of the Lucy, and all the ancestors and you go ham on this dude
Yeah.
in the afterlife. So
Who do
I
you
mean,
think you are, Seto Kaiba?
yes. But yeah, aside from like the main story there, it really does kind of feel incomplete just based on like the perspective of the characters, and what they really did push for was to branch out the story to different like media fronts, from like the anime
Yeah.
to the movie that they had for it to like some other obscure like works here and there, and then the game. So
And then you can go fishing.
yeah, you can go fishing. Arguably the best part of the game.
Yeah. I liked fishing on during the Moogle festival or whatever that shit was.
Yeah, I did too.
That was a cool time. What wasn't a cool time was catching the balloons, or those. I think those balloons.
The balloons. That sounds familiar. I remember
I
that.
think I think the hardest challenge that was for me on that whole island was well, in the festival, was finding the pictures.
That's got to be something. I don't remember that. I just remember like some of the DLC stuff later on,
Yeah.
like the whole Assassin's Creed thing.
What?
And they
Whose
had
story was that?
it was just the whole group. There was a festival, and so them just like riding the regalia to like that one sister's home. The entire town was completely set up for like Assassin's Creed.
Oh shit!
I remember that because as I was playing Origins, I remember that there was a mission that kind of tied in that game and Final Fantasy 15
Oh yeah,
together.
wasn't there like a chocobo in Origins?
Yeah, there was.
Ah, I only know that because I remember seeing a video from, I think it was Outside Extra or Outside
Mm,
Xbox, one of those two, and it was cameos that really fuck with the lore.
yeah, it really
And,
did.
and the thumbnail was the main character of Origin riding a chocobo.
It really did. So, in context of that, there's that mission. I did go through it, where your main boy, what's his name? Byeth, I think. He some across like a really broken down like pyramid, which he was brought to notice after like a little small meteorite just came crashing right in front of that pyramid. He's like, "What the hell?" So he investigates the pyramid a little bit more, and there's like the scripture of like a sign, like aligning the sundial to certain points and shooting arrows there. So it's literally right outside. You go in there, you shoot it like at a certain point in the day. You come back in, everything's like light up in blue, and then you go into like this chamber further in, and then you just touch like an artifact, and then everything glows up. Byth has like these crazy ass instincts to just hide, and then lo and behold, who comes out was what was his name, Arden. And he just like he's there for like a quick second as what was it, that character that summoned Muhammad just comes out of nowhere, shoots like these magical, like invisible, mind you, swords into the pyramid, and just Arden just leaves, and that's it.
All right.
Your character
Okay.
doesn't
Yeah,
say anything about it either.
yeah. The video's from Outside Extra. It's 7 ludicrous cameos that must be declared non-canon,
Yeah.
and it's by on a fucking chocobo.
Yeah, you get like this a sword and shield plus the chocobo.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
It's a weird hybrid though. It's a camel and a chocobo.
So it's a 4-legged chocobo?
Yes.
Dude, that's horrendous. That's frightening.
Yeah, but that is the face of it. It's not as bad as I would have imagined, but
Yeah, it
yikes.
reminds me of a what's it called? It reminds me of a drawing that I saw where it's like, what if instead of wings, birds just had really buff arms? And so it's just someone with like really good drawings of birds with buff arms that flex to fly.
I couldn't even imagine what the conversation was like. Trying to do this collaboration, like, okay, what can work? I think at some point, like the creators of Assassin's Creed were like, okay, we yield. We'll do whatever you want. Yeah, Mark was mentioning Valhalla. Yeah, we talked just briefly about the announcement of that game. Looks really nice. Looks a lot like For Honor though.
What game is that? Oh,
Assassin's Creed,
Valhalla.
yeah, where it's the Viking setting.
Mm.
And so, you mean to tell me that we had assassins during that time too? Where's the subtlety
There's
in that?
always assassins.
There'll always be assassins. It just seems like, I mean, there was Roman times, and that's kind of a stretch as far as having assassins there too. But Vikings? Excuse me.
Yeah, it sounded like you had a bunch of shit in your throat.
Yeah, it's that thing that happens to me quite a bit.
Mm. So I sent you the picture of the fucking buff bird.
Oh, nice.
I also sent it to Mark.
Okay. Let me take a look at this bird. Is that Pokemon?
It's just Shoji.
Yeah. It's
dude, if Shoji just started flexing, he'd flop.
it's Machirp, the next evolution for Machamp.
Whoa. Yo, what if they added, what's it called? They never will, but what if they added fucking like hybrid Pokemon?
What, like fusions or like?
Yes.
Oh,
Where
geez.
like if you put two Pokemon into the fucking daycare center and it's not a Ditto, it has a chance of creating some fucking abomination like that.
I feel like that. I feel like that's been brought up to like headquarters like several times over, but they're like, we can't do that. It would just destroy everything that we know.
You fucking you started off with just Gen 1, so you fucking just throw a Pidgey with a fucking Machamp. And then you get Machirp.
Machirp.
They don't evolve. They're stuck as that whatever it is, but
Oh,
they
okay.
are strong.
Okay, I see that because I was thinking about a next evolution line from there where it actually grows legs.
Nope. They have that one form and they can't breed. Think of it like a mule.
Like a liger too.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that.
I mean, it's not like we don't have other stupid ideas that happen.
Yeah, you're right. No, we can't possibly do this. Meanwhile, Z moves.
Right? Alolan versions.
Alolan version, yeah.
And Galarian versions.
Oh yes.
Wait,
Yeah, you're kind of right. Galarian versions.
yeah. It's like, we don't need to make new Pokemon. We just have to throw a different skin on old Pokemon. And also, here's 12 new Charizards.
12. Charizard needs to be stopped. The only time that it did right was to make it a dragon type, but just for the one time.
What are we on? Generation 8 or 9?
Ooh, I think it's 8. Because, like, what is it? Kanto.
Galarian is 8?
Yeah. I think so, yeah. It's like Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova. So that's 5 so far. 6 is like X and Y. And there's Alolan, and then there's Galarian. So it's 8. It's 8.
Okay. So, fucking Generation 9. You have Pokemon Charizard. It's just 97 different forms of Charizard. That's all the Pokemon.
I'll be so mad if they made one that's just plain fire type. You had one job,
No, you
Debs.
see, no, you see, they still have all the different typings. It's just they're all Charizard.
We're gonna allow for one good fusion. We're gonna have like Dragonite and Charizard be put together. It's like, all right, cool, but it's just fire type. I'm gonna need you to. It's just fat Charizard.
Charlax.
Charlax. Fire and normal type.
Normal fire.
Normal.
It's just people.
It's literally just a hard cut to like a model of like one of the characters from Wally.
Oh, yep.
Oh, but yeah, Mark was saying that he noticed the voice thing too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to drink some water, but it's like it's one of those things where it literally just passes by the actual obstruction.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You gotta get more like, you gotta get one of those like deep fucking like throat clears going on, where you feel it in like your what's it called, in like your collarbone.
Ugh. All right, that'll do.
That'll do, donkey.
That'll do.
I keep forgetting that I keep forgetting that I have to like pay attention to my Switch
Oh yeah.
because it'll go to sleep and then kick you out.
Oh yeah. When Kristoff had like a field trip with that one last time,
Yeah.
literally got kicked out twice. And that's so strange because like it feels like the dock version, oh, like when it's docked, it never has that issue. But of course, I guess because like when it's off dock, it will definitely try to do some power saving, even on light version.
Yeah. Because I can't use my dock. If
Aren't
I
you?
do,
Yeah.
it'll overheat in a minute.
Well, are you able to just? Well, I mean, you can just hardline like the switch itself to just like an outlet, since it does have
Yeah,
like
it's
yeah.
plugged in right now.
Okay, that's good. But it won't fall asleep. It will still fall asleep though, right?
Yep.
Damn.
It 10 minutes of inactivity and it'll fall asleep. Have I shown you a picture of like my setup?
Was it similar to the video that you just sent to us?
Yeah, at the end of the video, I think you could see my little setup.
It was like, what was it? Like, it was on your bed, a little tiny box to kind of keep it flat.
Yeah, so it's the game of Trouble, and I cut two holes in it, one for the cord to go in and one for the cord to come out. That way it could plug into my Switch underneath while it's on the box.
Oh, I see it. All right, I see it.
Yep.
It works.
Because I can't dock it. If I do, it'll overheat.
God.
And if I lay it flat, it'll overheat.
So I guess the issue is the dock itself, then, huh?
The issue is this fucking thing doesn't know how to regulate its temperature.
You got to play it in the freezer. That's what I'm hearing. For like maybe 10 minutes. God, I gotta wonder like how it ended up being like that. Like, I mean, it's gotta be some kind of manufacturing error or something like that. Because I can't imagine like how do you get it to that point?
I don't know. Maybe that's why they sent
That's why he
the
said back.
Switch back to fucking GameStop. Yeah.
Man, that's wild. I mean,
So
like, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, and, we'll think back on it. I was still kind of going forward with like getting like a brand new one because even though the PlayStation that we have here, um, I mean, it's a used one, but it still works really well, just fine. So I
yeah.
that's when like when a night actually pulled out like the used box, I was like, oh, okay. But I figured it was gonna be okay.
And to think, I could have been chilling with two Switches. Because
We were putting a
it's
lot.
like, no, I like to not spend a bunch of money uselessly.
Because the idea was that Christoph, myself, and I would split the cost evenly. But I didn't
Yeah.
realize that I didn't have the money, and so would need to rely on like the store credit from GameStop. So we kind of went that route, so he wouldn't have to pay it like right then and there.
Hmm. Well, see, you
Yeah.
guys could have split the cost between two Switches. Only, only pay 2/3 of the full price. Less than actually, because the refurbished costs less,
You're right, but
and everyone would have been happy, except for your wallets.
right. God, how much was the refurbished one? Like it's usually like I don't even see even $50 off. It's like maybe 30 or something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, but okay. I mean, what matters is that it does work. Just it's pretty much just like a bigger Switch Lite.
It works. It's just I need to go through a million and a half workarounds. And
Hmm.
I've been wondering, can I break the dock? Just a little. Because
Maybe.
it's
Yeah.
the because it's the right half of the switch that heats up, like right behind the kickstand.
Oh, really? That.
Yeah, that's the part where like everything gets hot. And so I'm
Hmm.
like, can I just like cut that part of the dock away? That way there's nothing blocking that heat.
I mean, interested in like what's going on that side then.
I think that's just where all like the big computer components are.
Oh, okay. So in that case, like,
Like that side might house the processor and all that.
hmm. Yeah. Right now, I'm just kind of looking at like, okay, like what's going on over there. But I guess yeah, they're just talking about how like the Switch will just get generally hot anyway, so it becomes uncomfortable even like when you're just in handheld mode.
Yeah.
Not too many specifics
So
on that.
is that top bit supposed to be the vent?
The top bit, yeah,
Mm.
I think. I'm not really even looking at the Switch right now. Yeah, it should be a vent because trying to remember where the cartridge is. I think it's on the far.
I don't,
It's on the opposite side, I think.
I don't feel shit. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be feeling any sort of warmth from it, of it expelling the warm air. I don't feel nothing coming from those holes.
Hmm. Maybe that's it then, because you'll definitely hear it and you'll definitely like feel it, like when you put your hand over like in that little open space gap area that they got going on. But maybe that is the thing. Maybe it's just the fan. To which case, I wonder,
Yeah.
like,
So
yeah.
this moment, I have the speaker right next to the vent.
Hmm. I want to say I do hear something, or I'm just imagining it.
I don't know.
Because I'm trying to remember the layout of the Switch. Actually, I could just probably just look up photos, but pretty much like that's the setup for like what it's supposed to look like is that well, speakers are on the back side, but the top and bottom I think have like spaces for ventilation, if not the top part only.
Mm.
Hmm. It's just one of those things. But I mean, as long as you could still play games, I guess that's okay. As long as unless you want something else to it or something more.
Yeah. Well, as it stands, it's working. So, yep.
Have you got
I can
any
get it to work.
Have you got any updates as far as shipment? Your thing.
Oh, the what is it? I gotta look at the fucking calendar. Um, 25th or the 26th, 25th, one of those. The 25th, they're hoping to push it to the 18th.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it is what it is. But how are you feeling about it?
I wanted to go already. But it is what it is.
Hmm.
So I'm just waiting.
Waiting for the world to change. Yeah. But I think that's pretty much it for my topics. Did you have anything else you want to add for the podcast?
Not really. I think we're about done.
Yeah, so general like same old week, same old. Um just like really for me it's a lot of like game news that comes out that I like to just talk about, but other than that, it's been pretty much the same. After this I'm going to work on trying to upload the reaction to Valhalla's Assassin's Creed, and then probably do some edits here and there. But looks like based on the internet so far, I don't think doing more like live stream slash recordings on Final Fantasy or Luigi's Mansion could really happen. So that just all have to be in house. Yeah. Apologies to Mark because he's been trying to listen in on the podcast as well. But as far as like what he's seen, it's been like on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see about trying to get something out there as far as like an actual like post recording of it. But yeah, alrighty. In that case, I guess we're good to end the podcast episode. It's been good. Yeah. All right. When to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of DangIT Podcast, episode 306. My name is Justin.
I'm good.
And thanks for watching. Hashtag bye, everyone. Oh,
Gonna take my heart, on down road,